Yes, so takes me a bit of a time. Yeah.
It's so nice to see you.
Thank you. Wait, I'm not there on Zoom here, so give me 1 second. Okay. We have people on. Damn it. ये कहाँ चले गए हम? Okay, hello everyone. This meeting is being
Hello,
live.
Meenal.
Yes.
Hello,
Hello,
Meenal.
hi Deepika. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi everybody. Good to see you all guys here. Hi Kumkum. Hi Shubha, Praveen. I see names. Hi Sejal. Hi Kiran. People are still connecting. Hey Naval. Good to see you. So I hope you got all your answers and some more. I can't hear you. You're on silent.
The frequency tuned in, right? By the time I
Yes.
sent the message.
Yes. It's
So-
that simple, right?
I know.
And the answers will come.
Answers came very quickly. It took
So
no time.
cute. So cute. Thank you, Parul. Thank you for saying that I'm looking cute. Hi, Gaurav. Hi, Gaurav. Hey, Mahima. Hi, everybody. So we begin now. I'm going to put everyone on. If anybody, hi, Rema. I'm just still looking at names and, thank you for being here. Anisa, Pranav, Ruchi, Meenakshi.
Hi, Mima.
Hi, babe. What's up?
Good.
That.
When you take my name, my heart skips a beat, Mimi.
Oh, that is just so adorable. So cute. Yeah, I've heard that from a few people. कि तुम्हारा नाम लेते ही ऐसे हो जाता है दिल.
Lovely nails.
I meant आपके मुंह से अपना नाम सुनने से.
हाँ, वही. उसको भी ऐसे ही when people say that to me, it's like कि when you acknowledge our presence, I'm like कि मेरे को थोड़ा time दे दो, I will acknowledge everybody's presence. सारे नाम पढ़ दूंगी. मुझे क्या है? मैं तो वेली बैठी हूँ. तुम लोग वेले हो कि नहीं हो पता नहीं है. So, I make myself free for this time. So I have nothing better to do. I can read all the names again and again.
Thank you, Me.
So cute. All right. हाँ, पढ़ो. Say Sudarshan. Hi, Sudarshan. Hi, Dipali. So, hi, Hina. Hina Bindra, I thought I read somewhere, but oh, well. Everybody, I'm just waiting for a couple minutes and, just waiting for everybody to come here and then we shall start.
Hi,
So
me.
Hey, Malu, what's up? Until then,
Love
I will.
you.
That's
Your
okay.
nails look fabulous, Meenal.
Oh, yes, thank you. I got after a long time. There used to be a time I used to always be, doing my nails every alternate day. Abhi to after a long time, I've done my nails. Vinita came here and gave me like a dozen of nail paints. So now I'm using them. Vinita, तेरे nail paint लगा के बैठी.
मैंने देखा bright pink.
Bright, yeah. I have too many bright pink. That's one color that I'm really fond of. So, anyways, now तुम यहाँ पे ले आए, हमने लगा लिए यहाँ पे, so doing this. But as usual, when I'm sitting with sponsored stuff, I always call out. So this beautiful neck piece was given to me by Rupa. So I'm calling out that. Like मैं वो sponsorship का वो क्या कहते हैं पिटा रहा हूँ. So much fun. Anyways, all right. So now we stop the gappe. I will quickly mute everyone. Okay, muting all. Okay. All right, everyone. So lots and lots of love and thank you for being here. And as soon as I muted, somebody went on unmute. Okay. So So today, well, as again, हमेशा की तरह से, I have nothing new to say. This topic, the topic on God, has been, run down so many different times. And yet, when the topic comes, I understand that something will happen. Somebody will receive another layer of understanding from the energy that I hold. That's it. You're coming here constantly. I have the same 4 lines to repeat. I have the same 4 things to say. Constantly just look within, do this, do that. I don't change my classes at all. And yet, from these same classes, from coming here, each time you feel like you've received something new. And that's the truth. You have received something new because your journey just keeps going deeper and deeper with the same lines and the same energy. And my energy, I'm constantly working on, right? My journey is the same as you. Your journey is to look within, and my journey is to look within. So constantly, I'm also looking within, and with my awareness of every piece that I'm still able to go underneath, I'm changing my energy. When you say, I'm in the energy of Meenal, you are changing your energy. That's all. Why are you changing your energy? Because you are in oneness with Meenal. When you say, I am Meenal, you simply come into oneness with Meenal, with all the energy that this particular identity or this name holds. The source of this energy is being received by you too. And not the energy that I was, a year ago or even a week ago, but the energy that is now, in the now, that newer energy, that more awareness that it holds, more abundance, even as compared to maybe last week or maybe even yesterday. And that's how energy works. You work in oneness, you can pick up any energy that you feel like. Notice this, you can pick up any energy that you feel like. And so many times you have heard me say, I am Shiva. I am Shiva. In that moment, I am in that energy. Just the way when I say I am Meenal, I'm in the energies of abundance. I'm in the energies of Masti Anand. When I say I am Shiva, I am in the energy of non-judgment, because that's the frequency that Shiva denotes. How do I know? Well, I don't know anything. I simply received these guidances, these answers that I share for you. So I share with you. So when I say, जब मैं कहती हूँ कि मैं शिव, तो उस मिनट में क्या सिर्फ वो एक लाइन है कि मैं शिव? नहीं, वो सिर्फ एक लाइन नहीं है. जब मैं कहती हूँ तो मुझे अंतर मन तक ये ध्यान है. It is in my awareness, it is in my consciousness that I am this frequency of non-judgment. In this moment, if I am Shiva, that frequency must be tapping into me. जब मैं कहूँ मैं शिव, तो उस मिनट में, उस क्षण में, वो फ्रीक्वेंसी, वो ऊर्जा शिव की, जो कि बिना जजमेंट की है, किसी को आंकना नहीं, जहां है वहीं पे मस्ती, जैसे है वो ही सही, ये भी सही, ये भी सही, गलत कुछ है ही नहीं. तो इस फ्रीक्वेंसी में जब बैठती हूँ तो अपने आप से दिन में 100 बार निकलता है आई एम शिवा. जब तुम बैठते हो अबंडेंस की फ्रीक्वेंसी में, तो अपने आप से मीनल की जो एनर्जी है वो तुमको टैप करेगी. लेकिन अभी कई लोगों को मैं सिखलाती हूँ कि अपनी अवेयरनेस को, अपने ध्यान को वहां तक लेके जाओ कि तुम मीनल हो, ताकि तुम और ज्यादा उस ऊर्जा में से ले सको. वो ऊर्जा तुम में ऑलरेडी है, वो ऊर्जा है तुम में, लेकिन तुमने उस पर ध्यान नहीं लगाया और तुम्हारे पास इतनी सारी ऊर्जाएं हैं, तुम क्या खेल रहे हो तुमको उसका पता ही नहीं. जब हम अवेयर हो जाते हैं, when we are aware of who we are, then we can put our focus, we can put our attention to what we like. क्योंकि शरीर के अंदर कुछ ही नजर आता है. ऊर्जा का फील्ड तो इतना ही बड़ा है, लेकिन शरीर के अंदर हम एट अ टाइम, शुक्र है कि सिर्फ 2 या 3 ऊर्जा को महसूस करते हैं, ज्यादा को नहीं। अगर सारी की सारी ऊर्जाओं को एक साथ महसूस करते तो पक्का ही 2 दिन के अंदर हमें पागल करार कर दिया जाता। क्योंकि हम सारी की सारी ऊर्जाओं का पूरा की पूरा घड़ा है। लेकिन शरीर जो है वो मात्र 1% है, इट्स ओनली अ 1% experiencer. So whatever energy takes force, whether you put your awareness to it, then you can choose the energy. Otherwise, the energy chooses for you what you are going to sit in, which frequency you are going to sit in. So the energy of anger comes on and सामने कुछ ना कुछ बन जाता है तुमको नाराजगी दिखलाने के लिए, because you have tuned into the frequency of anger. Now something will be created outside of you. So all of these frequencies are already in you, and that's the point I've probably made about 1,000,000 times with you. In awareness, you have the choice. And so now, jumping into the topic of today, your relationship with God. God, firstly, just looking at the word God. What does God even mean to you? For each of us, the word might be the same. It's again about the word. We've given, this concept of God a word, and this word is called God. But each of our relationships with God is different. Not just that, at any point in time, our relationship with God is different from maybe even the previous time. And so in this, I only talk about, my experiences with God, and then you can probably relate to some of the stories that I'm going to talk about. So when I was young, well, I was born in a family where money was already the father. Money came with a lot of understandings. Money already had the frequencies, of understandings, of answers. For every single thing, he would tune into the energies to receive the answer. And I saw this, even while I was growing up. I didn't understand it. But I saw that he was constantly, with Shiva, constantly in the Shiva mode. There was a time in life when he was the advisor to the Prime Minister and the President of India. And then the phones would be buzzing because there is a meeting that is about to start and money is nowhere to be seen. Where is money? Money suddenly was sitting in the prayers and got lost in the prayers. And so in the prayers itself, now it's 1 hour, it's 2 hours, and he is not getting up. And he is continuing to stay in that communion with God, with his God. That's the place where he is right now. And he is continuing to stay over there. Whether the meeting is with a prime minister or a president, it doesn't bother him. And so from that place, so, when I was younger, I used to find it very strange because I would ask him, I said, that's the prime minister. It's like the prime minister office is calling you and you're not rushing. You are late for the meeting. You are not rushing to that meeting. And he would say, no, the prime minister needs me, but I need this. And so beautifully in that moment itself, again, I couldn't understand it then, but now I understand it because the whole play is only of energy. And so he was choosing to stay aware and choosing to be in the energies that were going to bring him closer to himself. He also knew the drama. The drama is always there to distract. The drama is always there in our lives for us to stop looking here and to start looking outside. And so everything a story, everything a play, everything a drama. And when we are looking outside, so easily the finger becomes pointed there. Oh, that person is powerful. That person can ruin my life if I don't keep them happy. And for sure, the kind of prime ministers that he was, he was having meetings with, those prime ministers had a lot of, were meant to be and were supposed to be very ruthless. And yet he didn't have that fear of how that person could ruin his life. Because in that awareness, he was sitting as God with God himself. So when people tell me, oh, I don't find time, I've joined your program and I don't find time to do the assignments, or I don't find time to do this and to do that. I don't have this 1 hour in my life right now to give to this place. And I simply smile, because I've seen somebody who apparently, supposedly in this outer world had a way more, important job, and yet he didn't get sucked into that story. He knew that all of him was all about him, centered here, centered with his Shiva. Shiva was his favorite guy. And so he was constantly, tuning into the Shiva frequencies. And sometimes not even with that awareness. But if he is just sitting and praying, and that prayer was not asking for something. There were times when he was asking for something, but most of the times there was no ask. There was just simply this one-on-one oneness with this name that you call God. And so what is God to money? Was I there then? No, I wasn't. For me, God was a name for asking for things. I have an exam. Okay, I will go to God. I will put some diya bati over there. And then I'm going to pray to this God that this exam needs to go well. So, kabhi bhi, jab mere ko kuch chahiye hota tha, jab kuch mangna hota tha, to main jaake khadi ho jati thi. Mujhe Mani ne bola tha ki roz aake khade hua karo. So I would go stand there. I would do the, and I didn't understand. So Mani always told me that, do these Sanskrit shlokas. And I was like, but I don't understand any of these shlokas. I don't understand what it means. And he said, it's not important. It's not important that you understand. It's important that he understands and he's understanding. So this also, this understanding today, when I speak to you and say the guidance that we receive is a certain frequency. Till we don't look into the guidance, till we are not aware of the aha moment, we can't tune into that frequency over and over again at our, at our liking. Okay, now I want to tune into guidance. Now let me do so. We can't do that. So what is it that we do? We tune into fear, we tune into something else. And so it was the best form possible. Today that I understand, it was best that I didn't understand those words. Because then, while speaking those words, my only attention was on those difficult Sanskrit words, which he would say, no, put all your attention over there and you have to speak each word correctly. And so as I was doing that, my attention was taken away from everywhere else and simply put into that mantra. What was happening? I was receiving the frequency. I was receiving the frequency of that mantra, no matter what the mantra is. And so even today, now today that we understand and we receive our mantras in simple language. I receive it in English, I receive it in Hindi. These are mantras. I am awesome. I am Shiva. The universe is playing in my favor. I am taken care of at all times. What is this bringing me closer to? This is bringing me closer to my inner self. When I can take my attention away from everyone, because the whole universe is playing in favor of me. If the whole universe is playing in my favor, do I have to pay attention? Is this playing in my favor? How do I turn this into my favor? No, I can sit peacefully with the knowing that the entire universe is working for me. What am I doing? I am now able to bring myself to me. And my bringing myself to me, where am I bringing myself to? To God. Because that is all that God is. God is the frequency of your highest unconditional love for yourself. There exists nobody else. The frequency of unconditional love for yourself. Now look at so many people who don't believe in God. Yes, they don't believe in God, but it doesn't mean that they don't experience unconditional love for themselves. Of course they do. As a matter of fact, most of the people who don't believe in God, it's because they think that the power is within. So actually, they do believe in that frequency of highest unconditional love within. They just don't call it God. It's you at all times in that frequency of unconditional love. And that's all that there is to godliness, to being God. No matter what name you give to it. What is your relationship with your God? So many times, in these programs or when I'm talking to people, people will say, no, you know what, today I didn't do this. This is my regular, routine to be in prayers for an hour, to change the clothes for, for my little temple that I have, to clean up my temple. This is my regular routine, but I didn't do it today. And so, you know what? This wrong thing happened. And that's because God is punishing me. I have to do my routine. Now, look how beautifully this one particular exercise where you were simply just meant to clean your temple. No brains required in cleaning, no thoughts required in cleaning. It was meant to be a place where you could be in connection with yourself. And yet, what did you do? What you did in this moment is connected yourself to fear frequency while thinking of God. You think that you are thinking of God, but no, you are simply thinking from fear. That's all there is. So many times when we are praying to God and asking for things, then what is it that we are tuned into? We are tuned into lack. In my life, this happened a couple of times. And so the story comes back to me. There was this one time that I really, really wanted to marry this guy. This one time I really wanted to marry him. And I had already, there was a time that it's by now I had already come out of a divorce. I had already walked into a marriage. When I went into that marriage, there was this voice that was screaming in my head, which said, don't do it. At that point in time, Mani was still alive. And so I looked at him for answers, and he says, whatever you want to do. And so as I looked into the various aspects of it, I said, okay, the guy is already professionally qualified, makes sense, blah, blah, blah. Getting into all the frequencies of the mind to make that decision, while there was this voice that kept screaming in my ear, don't do it. I didn't listen to that voice. I got married. A few months later, I was out of that marriage. And then Mani was still alive at that point in time. When I came back, and then, when I asked, but why did God do this to me? Everybody else has a marriage and everybody else is, okay with it. There's no problems. Why did I have to go through this? Why did God do this to me? And the only thing that Mani said to me was, be so thankful that God did this to you. Be so thankful that God did this to you, because you could have been like so many others who are stuck in that place for years and years, and they don't know how to go out, how to get out of a marriage. And yet here you are, you went in, you took an experience, and then God brought you out. So be thankful for what's happening right now. And so when I tell people, and that's when in that place, I learned my lesson of gratitude. Gratitude, not just when things go as per your liking, but when things go against your liking, because that too is God playing in your favor. So that was my lesson of understanding how God works. God in that moment was still outside for me. It wasn't somebody who was, in there, but, in me, when Mani was talking to me and I was blaming some God for putting me through this, I simply, he showed me how to look within and still be in gratitude. A few days after this happened, a few days literally. So I walked out from my marriage, and within about 20 days, Mani packed his bags and left. It was something that I couldn't be grateful for many, many years. He was only 52, 53 years old. And I was just coming out of this really, difficult experience. Just 20 days in that, And then Mani packed his bags and he left Earth. It's today when I look back, and then I'm even thankful for him leaving. I'm thankful for the death, that untimely death that happened to him. Today I'm thankful, but it took me many years of understanding gratitude in so many different layers. So many different layers, because when it was explained to me that it was your energy and his energy together that made up the whole play. Your energy wanted to go deeper. Your energy wanted to listen within. But when Mani was there, I'm constantly listening to him. And so for me to go deeper into my listening within, और अंदर खुद के भीतर जाने के लिए I had to go through all of those experiences. वो सारी की सारी अनुभूतियां, वो सारे अनुभव मुझे जो हुए कि जब मणि उठ के और चले गए, यूं की यूं 20 दिन के अंदर अंदर मैं घर वापस आई कि नहीं ये शादी नहीं चल रही, और 20 दिन के अंदर मणि उठ के और चले गए बिना कोई कारण, बिना कुछ हुए, और ऐसे की ऐसे एक दिन काम पर गए. He was in the Parliament House. He had called for a meeting, and then just went from there, just like that. And उस बात का जो gratitude है, वो अब इतने सालों के बाद अब मुझे समझ में आना शुरू हुआ कि अगर वो रहते तो मैं अपने भीतर जाके अपने अंदर की उस आवाज को सुन ही नहीं पाती, क्योंकि हमेशा ही सामने गुरु खड़ा था. वो मेरे सामने हमेशा ही खड़ा था और वो मुझे रास्ता दिखलाए चले जा रहा था. और शायद मैं आती उस रास्ते पे, आ जाती, रास्ता तो वो भी यही दिखला रहा था, लेकिन उसने अपने जाने से उसने ऐसा एक मोड़ लिया, उसने ऐसा एक खेल खेला कि उसके जाने से I immediately, the guru knew how to get me to that point of looking within, instantly, immediately. When he was gone, what would I do? I remembered instantly that voice that was playing in my ear and that was saying, no, no, no. When I listened to the frequencies of the mind, the guy is good, the guy is qualified, this, that. How many decisions do we take from here? I used to take all of them from here. The pros and the cons were all there on paper. I used to sit about every situation and write the pros and cons on a piece of paper. So now what started to happen? Now money was gone. And so here it is, I had already seen by now that simply by writing the pros and the cons, and by the pros being higher, it doesn't mean anything. If you haven't tuned into your energies within, the answers that will come will simply be from another frequency. They will be the frequency of lack. They will be from the frequency of fear. They might be from the frequency of anger, but I need to convert that to guidance. And so when money left, all my decisions took another turn. I still sat with the pros and cons. I would still say, okay, this is what I really want. So beautiful that even when I wanted to really, really marry that guy that I was talking about, this was after the divorce, and then I really wanted to marry this guy. And yet, here is what the shift in me was. I would make the pros and cons, and then I would make this last final intent saying, and if it is something that you agree with, it is something that you agree with, only then make it happen. Otherwise, I leave it to you. I didn't know it then, but I was making good strides towards surrender. It hurt me. So, and what happened over there? Oh my God, there was like, such a play of energies that I went through so much more heartbreak, when that didn't happen. And yet in there was this knowing somehow that no, I said that, if this is the right move for me, if you think it is the right move for me, only then make it happen. Only then make it happen. And with that, what was I doing? I didn't know it then, but I was surrendering. And who was I surrendering to? I was surrendering to my highest form of unconditional love, that is God. My highest form of unconditional love to the self, that we call God, I was surrendering to. And that path probably would not have taken me to unconditional love. And so that path got rejected. And I was on this path of just simply, and so this one line at the end of every pros and cons table that I made, I would still just come back to this one line, and that would be the end of the story. Whether I moved forward with that decision or not, whether that play happened exactly as I liked it or not, there was this understanding within me that no, the universe is playing in my favor. And that, so through my life, and these were all years of unawareness, so I really didn't know that what I was doing was tapping more and more within. I was tapping into frequencies of surrender. I was trusting the universe to bring to me something. I was just trusting the universe, whether it brought what I liked or it didn't bring what I liked. I was able to thank. Somewhere in the heart, there was this knowing that whatever is happening for the best, because the universe is playing in my favor. And so understanding gratitude, even gratitude for who? That God that we talk about doesn't exist outside. That God is your frequency of highest unconditional love. Every actor will simply bring you to it in their way. You've given a part to somebody to bring you over there through heartbreak. They will bring you through all the sadness that you hold. They are still bringing you to unconditional love. Money became when money left the body, and I couldn't thank the universe. I couldn't thank the God for taking him away from me when I needed him the most. Then at that point in time, money became the tool for my sadness. Money became the tool, the actor for my grief. And yet he was guiding me at all the moments. That's the voice of guidance. That's the frequency of guidance. And so when I talk about, when people say, you talk about tuning into your frequency, you are the guru. And I remind people again and again, the guru is within you. But yes, I sit at that frequency that has already recognized that. And so when I tune you into my frequency, you will take from that source those answers which I in the body have already received. And you will quickly come to finding all the guidances within. That's where all the play is, all the answers are within. The unconditional love is for you, for yourself. You love me in the process. Why? Because you are simply reflections of what I hold. I hold that unconditional love for myself. What will I receive from all the mirrors around me? That unconditional love. So I understand even this, that when you express your love towards me, you hold me in that. You are my guru. But I do understand that as I be your guru, that being guru is simply a role that you have chosen for me to play. You are getting connected through me to that God that exists within you. I am the thread, I'm the actor, I'm the part. Where does that God reside? Resides within you. What is your relationship with God today? You take a look at it. For each of you, it might be, these stories, when I talk about, I asked God for doing something for me, simply coming from lack. When I asked God for, please do this, I really need this, I really want this, I was coming from lack. And yet what happened? That last line that I would say was simply taking me away from that lack and putting all my trust into the universe. In that moment, I was shifting my frequency from lack to the frequency of trust, to the frequency of surrender. That's how quickly, with one line, it can happen. And so that's why I tell you all, frequencies shift like this so many times in a day. Keep yourself aware, make yourself aware which frequency are you tuning into. The minute you are from these frequencies, this has more money, I should take up this job or that job. This has more money, this has more of my liking. And then what will happen? You are still choosing only from the mind frequencies, from all of these frequencies. Even if you choose the one that is, that you think is from the heart. NK, please keep yourself muted. You're constantly unmuting yourself. So whoever NK is, So as when there are choices of careers, and so many young people come to me and say, the choice of career, I want to do this because that's where my interest is. But my father is saying, you should go there. NK, whoever NK is, can you please stay muted? Let me wait if NK is still going to unmute herself or himself. Okay, I think we're good. And I've totally lost where I was. So now somebody needs to unmute and tell me where I was. Oh yeah, I got it. The career choices. Yes. Okay. So when people come to me and say, I want to do this because that's where my interest is. I love this field. And then somebody else will, and then my father, my mother, the whole of society is telling me into that career choice. What should I do? None of these choices are correct when you are sitting in this frequency of lack, because whether you take the choice which you are wanting to do, you will always be sitting in lack of oh, I should have done that. I would have had more money, more name, more fame, something. And then if you take that choice, then you're again going to be sitting in, oh God, I should have followed that. That's where my passion was. That's what I wanted to do. So both of these career choices are right now coming from your frequencies of doubt, confusion, fear. If I do this, I won't get that. If I do that, I won't get that. This is just simply fear, doubt, and confusion. The minute you are sitting in these frequencies, none of the decisions that you are taking are correct. So the only thing that you need to do is to actually release your fear, your confusion, your doubt. And when you are sitting in the frequency of contentment, the answer will come. Whatever the answer is, that answer is perfect. And that answer itself, so you know what, again and again, I tell you, that answer will come and you will get into that career. Very happy in the moment. But it doesn't mean that a lack frequency won't circle around and come back to you. जब हमने एक कोई भी डिसीजन ले लिया, मतलब यहाँ पे तो करियर की बात हो रही थी, और कई बार बात होती है शादी की, इससे करूं उससे करूं, तो हम बहुत सारा दिमाग लड़ाते हैं कि अच्छा इससे कर लेते हैं, ये बेटर रहेगा, ये कर लेंगे तो वो बेटर रहेगा। हम कुछ सोच रहे होते हैं, बाहर वाला कुछ और सोच रहा होता है, माँ बाप कहीं पे और पुश कर रहे होते हैं। उस फ्रीक्वेंसी में आपको क्या करना चाहिए? वेल, वो फ्रीक्वेंसी जो है, वो जो ऊर्जा आपकी है, क्योंकि माँ बाप कौन? माँ बाप तो सिर्फ आपके मिरर हैं, आपके रिफ्लेक्शन है, आपको आपका ही वो पार्ट दिखा रहे हैं जो आप नहीं देख पा रहे। तो अगर आपको डर भी लग रहा है और कंफ्यूजन भी हो रहा है कि ये करूं या वो करूं, तो सबसे पहला काम तो आप ये करें कि अपनी उस फ्रीक्वेंसी जो कि डर की है, जो ऊर्जा जो आपके डर की, कंफ्यूजन की, शक की, डाउट की, मिसट्रस्टिंग द यूनिवर्स की, नहीं कैसे ही भरोसा करूं जो बाहर हो रहा है उस पे, इस फ्रीक्वेंसी को रिलीज करें। उसके बाद जो भी जवाब आएगा वही सवाल का जवाब है, और उस वक्त में वो हो भी जाएगा और मस्ती में हो जाएगा। लेकिन अगर मस्ती में कुछ हो गया, इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप घूम फिर कर कभी भी और उस लैक की, उस अभाव की फ्रीक्वेंसी में नहीं आएंगे। जब आप अगली बार अभाव की फ्रीक्वेंसी में आए तो करना क्या है? काम हमेशा वो ही है, अभाव को रिलीज करना है। और उसके लिए आप उस फ्रीक्वेंसी में ट्यूनिंग कर लीजिए जिसके अंदर की अभाव नहीं है। फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ अबंडेंस है, फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ मस्ती है, फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ मीनल है। आपके पास है, लाइन एक ही है, मैं मीनल हूं, बात खत्म। मैं मीनल हूं से आप उस फ्रीक्वेंसी के अंदर ट्यून कर पा रहे हैं और ज्यादा। तो आप जब when you tune into my frequencies, which is this one line, it's bringing you back into your awareness of abundance, because that energy shifts and the thoughts created will no longer be from the frequency of confusion, from the frequency of doubt. Whenever lack happens, It's the only thing that you got to do. The process doesn't change. It just, that is that your awareness is not on your frequency in this moment, and you bring your frequency back. From an outside perspective, no decision is wrong. You are sitting in the frequency of fear and you take that decision. It will take you deeper and deeper into that same frequency. It's not a wrong decision. Mind you, it will also come back to one day. And I tell people, don't wait for the walls, to close in on you. Because mostly in our unaware self, when we keep working with something, and a story comes to mind, somebody came to me and she said, I've been in my marriage for 18 years. And now I wish to get a divorce, but I don't know if it's the right thing or not. And it's so funny because the guidance that I received for her, the message that I received for her was, this thought came to you when you were about a month into the marriage. It came to you again when you were 6 months into the marriage. It came to you again when you were 1 year into the marriage. You just didn't act from this frequency of guidance. You simply kept going deeper and deeper into self-hate. That was the frequency that was playing out for her. It was not of self-love. And the guidance kept pointing her. These thoughts kept coming that she needs to walk out, but she didn't. And so she stayed in there. And now she's asking me, I said, yeah, time doesn't mean anything. You created so many experiences of yours from that frequency. And now you can create it from another frequency. Is it necessary for anybody and everybody to walk out of marriages to be able to experience self-love? No, it's not. You keep asking in guidance and the answers will come to you. If you are listening to guidance, the situations outside don't matter. You come to peace. Now you are at peace whether you are in the relationship or outside. When you are at peace, automatically one answer will show up for you from that frequency. Whether it is to stay in or to stay out, that's not the point. Again and again, the point is to tune into your inner self for all the guidance, for the God that sits within you, the God that is unconditional love towards you. The path is only towards love. God is the highest frequency, the highest power. God's power is not about being able to control 5 other people. God's power, it doesn't lie in this fact that, okay, now there are 10,000 people following a religion. That's not where God's power lies. God's power lies within you when you are able to love yourself unconditionally. Okay, I'm going to go through some of these chats. I'm, as always, okay. So nobody has any questions as of now. I'm assuming no. Well, mostly if the questions are releasing, isn't that so beautiful? Because that's the frequency of the heart. The questions don't need to get answered. They need to be released because questions arise only here. And the one answer is release the question. It's not for you. It doesn't matter what the right answer is. You bring yourself back to the frequency of peace. And how does that happen so easily? When you are able to watch everything as a play. All illusion, when the books talk about everything being an illusion, you now understand that by looking within, you can actually come to a different outcome outside. But that peace that you feel, that love that you feel for yourself has to be experienced first, and that will shift the outcome outside. In my life, again, personally, in my life, so many of my relationships that were not working. And I constantly kept saying, oh, this is wrong with that person, and that is wrong with that person. I was so filled with judgments. And as I was filled with judgments in those days, I was unaware that all of these judgments are simply because I judge myself at all times. And so over these last 5 or 6 years, I stopped judging myself. I started to do more and more of unconditional love towards the self. And guess what? Not just I feel so much more at peace at all times, but I also see, I witness the changing of all of these relationships around me. I witness these relationships changing just like that. But the work is never outside. The work is to tune into your own divinity, your own godliness. Again and again, when we look at God, if there still is a separation, that the God is outside, let me change that a little bit. Even I bring in separation at times. Actually, a lot of times I bring in the separation. Why? Because I want to be in gratitude. When I want to be in gratitude, I have to put the same Shiva outside as something, and then I say thank you to that outside Shiva. And then, of course, quickly I put the Shiva right back in. So the separation only to bring gratitude. We normally bring separation in so many other frequencies. We bring separation in the frequencies of fear, in the frequencies of mistrust. But when you are aware, you're so aware and you are so blessed, you are sitting in this thankfulness. Who do you express thankfulness to? It's all you only. So who do you express thankfulness to? Yeah, for that one moment, you will bring a Shiva outside. You will bring somebody outside. I know many of you bring me outside and you express your gratitude to me, but then I am you only. And so you quickly take me back in and say, I am Meenal. And it's the same when you are saying, I am Meenal. Meenal is already in awareness of, the unconditional love. You will begin to feel that beautiful unconditional love for yourself. That's the only relationship that you need to have with God. Whatever name you give to that God, it's not even important, because ultimately the only name that it has is the frequency of unconditional love. FUC, that's what it seems like, no, but FUCL. Is that right? No, frequency of unconditional love. FOUL, foul. Okay, that's the new name for God. It's foul. So beautiful and so funny that from now onwards, when you think of yourself, think as foul and think as God, and it's all the same meaning, because ultimately it's you and the love that you give to yourself. Whether you believe in the concept of God outside, if you do believe in that concept, what frequency are you constantly fearful of God? Well, then that's not God. That's your frequency of fear. Made that point? Hopefully you would have understood that. Okay, and now, any questions for me? Otherwise, we move to some meditation. Something will come up. Okay. Take a deep breath in and release. And as you release that breath, this time, your hand on your heart, I am Meenal. I am Meenal. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. मैं मीनल हूं. अपने हृदय पे हाथ रखिए और महसूस करिए इस सेंटेंस को, इस वाक्य को, मैं मीनल हूं. Feel the energy of this sentence. I am Meenal. Your hand on your heart, and this is oneness with Meenal. In this frequency, there is unconditional love for the self. Unconditional, unlimited. इस ऊर्जा में, इस मीनल की ऊर्जा में, अपने लिए बिना किसी शर्त के असीम प्रेम है। उस प्रेम को अपने अंदर महसूस करिए। अपने हाथ से अपने हृदय तक के रास्ते में महसूस करिए। Your heart is being filled with this unconditional love for the self. अपने हृदय की तरफ देखिए और महसूस करें। Experience this beautiful unconditional love for the self. And now repeat this line. I am awesome. I am awesome. I am awesome. Without any binding, I am awesome. मैं सर्वश्रेष्ठ, मैं सर्वोपरि, मैं बहुमूल्य, मैं सर्वश्रेष्ठ, सबसे ज्यादा सुंदर, मैं ही मैं चारों तरफ। ये पूरी धरती मैं, ये आसमान मैं, ये सृष्टि में, ये ब्रह्मांड में, चारों तरफ मैं ही मैं। अपने हार्ट में महसूस करिए इतना एक्सपेंशन। जो हृदय है वो इतना बढ़ रहा है। उसको महसूस करिए। ये जो कि आप हैं पूरी सृष्टि में, खुद को महसूस करिए। आप ये शरीर नहीं, आप ये आत्मन भी नहीं, आप तो पूरी सृष्टि हैं। In this moment, feel the expansion. You are not this body. You are not even this energy. You are the universe, the entire universe. Experience it in your heart. Your heart feels like it's going to explode. आपका दिल इस वक्त ऐसा मानो कि बस भर गया, फट ही जाएगा। इतना बड़ा, इतना विराट, इतना विस्तार, इतना फैला हुआ ये आपका हृदय। Your expansion is everywhere for you to see. You can feel the expansion in your heart. You can feel the oneness in your heart. And now bring to yourself this imagined God that you think of. और अब अपने मानस पटल पर लेके आइए वो कोई भी ऐसी आकृति जिसको आप ईश्वर का रूप देते हैं, जिसको आप ईश्वर समझते हैं। वो आपके सामने खड़ी है, वो आकृति। That form that you think of as God is right in front of you. And now look into the eyes of that form. उनकी आंखों में देखिए और देखिए क्या दिखता है। आप ही तो दिख रहे हैं। आंखों में देखिए उनकी। कौन दिख रहा है? बस आप ही। Look into their eyes and what are you able to see? Only you. They are only you. You are only them. You are that. You are that. I am God. मैं ही ब्रह्मन हूं। मैं ईश्वर। मैं ही तो चारों तरफ। मैं ही सर्वस्व। ये फ्रीक्वेंसी मैं ही तो हूं। ये ऊर्जा बिना शर्तों के प्रेम की, खुद से खुद के लिए। ये ऊर्जा मैं ही तो हूं, मैं ही तो ईश्वर हूं। I am this frequency of unconditional love. I am this frequency of God. I am that. Feel the heart expanding. Pay attention. Put your focus on these words. I am that. अपना सारा की सारा ध्यान इन्हीं शब्दों पर लगाते हुए, मैं ही ये हूं, मैं ही तो हूं, मैं ही ये हूं। And now, with a deep breath, watch as that form and you merge together. आप और वो अब अलग नहीं, वो आकृति और आप एक दूसरे में विलीन होते हुए। आप देखिए अपनी बंद आंखों में खुद को ईश्वर में खुद को विलीन होते हुए। Under your closed eyes, be aware and simply watch the two forms, one you and the other, that God that you worship, the two becoming just one, merging with each other. Watch the merge happen right now. And then nothing remains, neither you nor them. न वो रहे न तुम, देखो तो क्या बचा? What I see is a beautiful butterfly with so many colors, a beautiful butterfly, a tiny little beautiful butterfly. और जब आप एक दूसरे में विलीन ही हो गए तो ना आप रहे न वो, तो फिर बचा क्या? जैसा कि मुझे दिखता है अभी, एक छोटी सी नन्ही सी कितनी ही प्यारी तितली, इतने ही रंगों से भरी हुई एक तितली, आप और वो। And now put your hand out and with your closed eyes imagine that that butterfly is sitting on your palm. और अब बंद आंखों में ही अपना हाथ आगे बढ़ाइए और महसूस करिए मानो कि वो जो तितली है, जो आप हैं, और वो जो ईश्वर है, जो मर्ज होगी, जो एक दूसरे में विलीन होकर जो तितली बनी है, वो आपके ही हथेली पर बैठी है। अपना हाथ आगे करिए और उस तितली को अपने हाथ पर बिठाइए। That beautiful butterfly is sitting on your palm. And experience simply that butterfly becoming one with your palm. तुम्हारे शरीर में घुल गई वो तितली तुम्हारे हथेली से घुल रही है और छोटी हो रही है और छोटी हो रही है और तुम्हारी नस नस में, रग रग में दौड़ रही है अब वो तितली। That beautiful butterfly merging through the palm of your hand into you, and you are now that butterfly. अब आप ही हैं वो तितली। The merged self of you and your God. आप ही में विलीन, आप और आपके ईश्वर। ओम मणि। ओम मणि। तो खुद में ही ईश्वर को देख जाइए और यहीं पर रहिए। जो कुछ भी आपने जहां पर भी ईश्वर को पहले देखा, अगर कहीं पर भी वो प्रेम नहीं था, तो आज जाकर और उन सब जगहों को हवा कर दीजिए। अब ये ही आपकी नई अंडरस्टैंडिंग है, ये ही आपकी नई समझ है कि आप कौन, आप ही तो। बार बार हम यहीं पे आते हैं कि आप ही तो। There is no one else but you. You are that. You are all that. You are the universe. आप सब हैं, आप ही हैं, आपके आसपास चारों तरफ, और कुछ है ही कहाँ। तो इसी मस्ती में रहिए और ईश्वर को खुद में ही समझिए। उसके साथ ज्यादा देर के लिए इतनी दूरी मत लेके आइए, वापस से उसी जगह पे आ जाइए। हाँ, बोला ना आज मैंने कि मैं कभी कभी दूरी लेके आती हूँ जब मुझे चाहिए होता है कि मैं शुक्राना करूं। तो मुझे चाहिए होता है कि अरे ईश्वर, तेरा शुक्राना कि तूने मुझे ये दिन दिखाया, कि तूने मुझे ऐसा जीवन दिखाया कि मुझे सब कुछ समझ में आने लगा। हे ईश्वर, तेरा शुक्राना। और फिर भी समझते हुए कि वो ईश्वर मेरी ही ऊर्जा है, मेरी ही ऊर्जा है जो जो मुझे यहाँ तक लेके आई। तो इसलिए दैट सेम एनर्जी ऑफ योर्स that is bringing you to this place, it has brought you here to this understanding, to this webinar, that it is you that is all. You are the universe. So thanking that energy, you might need to separate it, but again, it's your energy, and stay with that thought. Okay, everyone, lots and lots of love. See you another Saturday.
Love you, Meenal.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Bye all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Meenal, most wonderful experience.
Wonderful.
I had so many visualizations.